huge Canada immigration change that nobody is talking about, and I want to cover it in this video because it's going to affect a lot of people, especially from major categories of immigrants from such countries like India, possibly even China, maybe Philippines. So let me explain to you what has led to this entire situation. Number one issue is that, of course, in Canada we have a problem with housing, and of course the Canadian government likes to blame us immigrants who are coming into this country, and well, we need a place to stay, and the amount of people who are coming, that there is not enough houses getting built in Canada, and of course the government points fingers at immigrants and says that, hey, that's the issue with the housing, too many people come into Canada. Another problem is fraud, where people are taking advantage of immigration streams. Currently, with what I'm about to tell you, is they are taking advantage of immigration for international students. So people have been coming to Canada on a study permit to take advantage of being able to temporarily, because of the entire situation that has been happening in the last few years, you know what I'm talking about, where international students were allowed to work full-time, and that was like a loophole, or is a loophole, let me know in the comments down below, guys, for people to actually, well, work full-time in Canada without having an intent to even study. So they would get an admission, get their study permit, but they are here to work. And there have been people taking advantage of other nationals with all of this to bring them to Canada, take advantage of the labor force, and well, it also created issue not only with the housing, it also created a loophole for people to come to Canada and work here without a work permit, because study permit allows you to work full-time as of right now. But all of these things are about to change, and they are actually hinting on the fact that they want to target underrepresented countries and create certain pilot programs for people of underrepresented countries, which means is that there is a lot of people coming from India, a lot of people coming from China, a lot of people coming from Philippines, let's say. I don't know all the statistics, but I do know, I can see a lot of my wife is from India, so I am assuming that Canada is soon going to become similar to the United States, or hopefully not, where if you're coming from India, you have to wait 25 years for your green card. I hope that's not going to happen in Canada, but there is a hint on that they want to make it, at this moment, they just don't want to make it slower process for immigration, but what they're trying to do is emphasize and increase the amount of people of underrepresented countries, which is basically there is not enough people from other countries, so they want more of those people to kind of create more diversity versus having majority of people, let's say, coming from India, where everyone speaks English, everyone is educated, everyone is has more chances of staying in Canada. Hey guys, let's bring more people, let's say, from Ukraine or from Russia, or I don't know, any other countries, you know, that are not as many people coming. But I have to be correct here. There is a lot of people that came from Ukraine. So here is what they are planning to change right now. Are you ready? The first thing is, on January 1st, 2024, as an international student in Canada, you would have to show that you have enough money. It used to be $10,000, and I'm amazed for a decade they haven't changed the amount of money that you need. It literally, I think it's the same amount when I came to Canada 11 years ago, and they haven't changed the amount. So literally you didn't have to show any kind of like significant amount of money, because the prices have skyrocketed in Canada. Minimum wage was $10.25 an hour when I was here, when I came here. Then they made it $11 in Ontario. In Alberta, I believe it's 15 or 16, I have to check right now. But anyways, right now they are increasing that amount to $20,000, just over $20,000 you have to show for your first year of staying and living expenses, because honestly, guys, Canada became super expensive and unaffordable. And that's one of the reasons why international students are working, and because they need to afford to be able to pay the ridiculous tuitions. Canada is actually going down right now. If you talk with me about in terms of, you know, people's wages versus the inflation and prices. If you go to Costco, I used to get away with $200. Right now, I spend like $600 when I go to Costco, so like I can definitely see a change that the food becomes really expensive, and that's why, you know, international students in Brampton had to go to a food bank because Canada is unaffordable. Because YouTubers like myself create, you know, false pretense about Canada, saying that hey, it's awesome, it's great. If you go to my 6 years back channels, I made so many positive videos, and I still am really positive about Canada, but I just want to be realistic right now. Things are more expensive, things are more difficult in Canada than they were before. Some people would attribute it to our current government, but no fingers pointed and no money printed. I want to say that, yeah, they actually had to revise that amount, and they finally are doing that. Next part is no more online programs that will be counted towards work permit. So they were counting half of your online program when you're in Canada because of the entire situation with these viruses that were happening, and now they are not going to be counting that towards your post-graduation work permit. That's another update that's happening right now. And once again, guys, like I was saying, some people were taking advantage, coming on this such things, and then, you know, working more than studying, you know, making money to pay their tuition. I mean, it's smart, and I wish I could do that, you know, guys. So I couldn't do that when I came to Canada. So literally Canada is taking a step back. I'll explain to you how it was before all of this and why it's happening. Let me tell you first what is happening. Next thing is, of course, no more working full-time while studying, starting from April 30th, 2024. And a lot of Canadians are actually pissed off about it. They're saying, why not? Why are they postponing it? Like, why is it not from December? And they're like angry, you know. Of course, it's always easier to blame, you know, the situation or what's happening in the country on the international students that are generating, like, what was the statistics? 200,000 jobs and $22 billion. The entire shopping strips are built around campuses, the tenancy, the food branches and other things that international students created those jobs for Canada, and the money that they bring. You know, of course, Canadians have to blame it on somebody, and they say how, well, they should go back to their home country. Well, they go back to their home country. Who is going to pay these 200,000 Canadians that are working thanks to international students bringing their cash from back home? But anyways, no more 18-month work permit extension. So, you know, because of the entire situation with the viruses, I want to say, guys, well, they gave an extension for 18 months for work permit. And I honestly, guys, I don't know why people, maybe it's elections that are coming, but honestly, that was needed. I believe it was needed because all the layoffs, so many people lost their jobs. I'm just imagining myself, if I came during this period as an international student, like I came here in 2012, when I was an international student in Canada myself, and they, you know, and they say, hey, you don't have a job. So I wouldn't have even a chance, I wouldn't even have an opportunity, and I would probably be broke because I wouldn't have a job when everyone was getting laid off. And you know, you came here, you spent so much of money paying 3 times the tuition than what Canadians are paying, and then going back home because, well, too bad, the entire situation happened and you're out of luck, tough luck, you know. But I think that the extension was needed, and well, they're not going to be giving it anymore. But you know, things might change. If you look at the news, they're talking about a new variant of things coming out soon. They might print more money. They might do an extension. I'm just going to be quiet. Let's see what happens. Next part is, well, guys, I want to say that there is a lot of conspiracy about international students in Canada. Well, they blame international students for everything, for the housing troubles, for all the fraud with the immigration system and other things. But in reality, guys, they're actually planning to, you know, reverse it back to where it was. Here is how it was, and it's better and right now, and it's still going to be better than when I came to Canada. And you probably heard the story from every immigrant saying that you guys are getting it easy right now, but it's true, okay, partially at least. You know, from my perspective, when I came to Canada, you were not allowed to work on your study permit, not even 20 hours. You had to study for at least 6 months, which was 1.5 semesters for me, and then you could apply for a work permit, right? So after that, you wait for a work permit, basically 1 year, no work, and then you can start working part-time. Then I was working on studying on a 2-year program and 20 hours off campus. And if you get caught, you might get deported. You basically violate the agreement, the act, the visa, and things like that. So you're terrified. So I was not even working when I was studying because of that, because I was like, you know what, I don't know, I want to stay in this country, you know, like I don't want to break any rules. So anyways, that was the system before. Right now they're talking about that you're getting your study permit and you can still work 20 hours off campus, and they are actually trying to make it 30 right now. They're still going to make it easier. So that's what the talks are. Now they're talking about the pilot programs for international students. What I'm assuming is, you know, this entire bias and all the Canadians complaining, oh, there's so many people from India are coming, especially from Punjab and things like that, and they're whining about it. Oh, you know, all their stuff is like, let's point it at one ethnic group or something like that. But anyways, so they are planning to do something like a cohort for international students from other countries. So they're going to get some benefits for underrepresented countries. So I am assuming they're going to come up with the list of countries that are not as popular. Like Canada is not as popular for them as for let's say in India, let's say, or in China, let's say, or I don't know the statistics. So you let me know where are the people coming from, and let's bring people from Afghanistan, or I don't know, Korea, or whatever the country is not popular. Japan, maybe Ukraine, I don't know. There are so many Ukrainians right now. Anyways, so what do you think about all this news and big immigration changes that are soon going to be coming? I'm waiting. There was some rumors about a new pilot coming out for immigration as well. I don't want to disclose it right now, but I'm just waiting for the government to make an announcement, and as soon as I hear that, I'll make a video on that topic as well. Anyways, guys, it's Canada is an amazing country, and there is still a lot of opportunities, and I hope you're doing great. If you're an international student on post-graduation work permit, you get a job, you get invited through Express Entry, or you already applied from PNP. I wish you all the best and success. Canada has blessed me with a lot of blessings, from being an international student to becoming a permanent resident, through crossing the border with Montana without a visa towards United States, just to come back to Canada, to land in Canada for my permanent residency, where an immigration officer told me, you know, it can take hours. You can be there for one day. I said, I'm okay to be in your office as long as it takes, like, until I get my permanent residency, because it took me years to get there. So I'm like, you know, if you want me to sit in this chair for a week, I'll sit in this chair for a week, but I'm not leaving until I got my PR. That was my approach to it as well, and well, he got rid of me. It took a couple, I don't know how long it took, but anyways, he was a little bit racist towards my wife. My wife is actually from India, because the way he said it, he said Igor and whoever is with Igor, and I was like, I want to swear, this is a family-friendly channel. Anyways, I hate racism, I hate discrimination, and this is the situation, guys. We got our PR, we got our citizenship, and now we are blessed with kids, and Canada is an amazing country with lots of opportunities, and hopefully it will get out of the inflation and housing problem that it does have. See you in the next video, see you in Canada, and all the best. Bye for now.